My 4-year-old came home from daycare and said, "Mommy, we went to a different school today. It was made of candy." I laughed and kissed her forehead. It amazes me the dumb shot that kids come up with. But then she kept going. We took a bus to get there. The building smelled like garbage, and there was no playground, just a room where we got candy and iPads. It was the best, Mommy. My maternal radar was going off louder than ever, but I didn't want to scare my daughter by overreacting. So I forced a smile and said, "Okay, honey," and handed her a fruit bowl. As soon as she wasn't paying attention anymore, I called my friend whose son goes to the same daycare. She picked up on the first ring and spoke. "Hello, did your son ever tell you about a candy school?" I interrupted, already starting to panic. She went quiet. Then after a few seconds, she said, "A building where they get candy and iPads?" My blood went cold. 2 4-year-olds don't coordinate lies. Something was very wrong. The next morning at breakfast, I asked my daughter more questions. "When do you go to the candy school?" I kept my voice calm even though my hands were shaking. She smiled brightly. "Only when there's too many friends that come into the daycare, but they give us candy and iPads so we stay quiet and don't cry." I gulped. "And what happens if the kids do cry?" She shrugged. "Nobody comes, but I don't cry, Mommy. I love it." Then she said something that made my blood run cold. "Well, I love everything except for the lock. The door locks from the outside, Mommy. We can't get out." That's when I knew I had to find out what was going on for myself. I immediately texted my boss and lied that I had CVID, so I didn't have to go into work. And when I dropped my daughter off at the daycare that morning, I marched straight to the director's office and asked her if there'd been any school trips. Her face flickered for half a second before she smiled. "No, why do you ask? Did your child mention something? The kids love making up stories. We never leave the building." "That's funny," I started, "because my daughter mentioned something about a daycare bus, and I've never seen one around here. And I know she wouldn't be able to come up with that unless it was true." The woman laughed, but it sounded like broken glass. "We don't have a bus." I just nodded. That was a test to see if she would tell the truth. And now I knew she was lying, because I'd already seen a white van with a daycare logo in the parking lot that very morning. Enough was enough. I parked down the street from the daycare to find out what was going on for myself. I sat there for 2 hours watching and waiting. At 10:47 a.m., I saw it. The same white van I'd seen earlier pulled out of the daycare. I followed it 6 blocks to a small gray building with no sign and blacked out windows. The van stopped. The back doors opened. 8 kids climbed out in single file. No car seats, no adults helping them. The door shut behind them and the van drove away as they all filed into this building. The same building my daughter had called the candy school. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. This was real. This was actually happening. I called my friend whose son goes to the same daycare immediately. "Our children were right," was all I said before she